All right, welcome back. The conversation continues on Beyond the Game. Our hashtag is NBS Beyond the Game. For those on X and different social media platforms, do jump on and join the conversation. Gentlemen, before we went into the break, you wanted to just give a bit of an explanation about the technical side and the equipment that's used in paddle tennis.
Yes, I think everybody have seen the long tennis rackets are longer than this one. And that's the main reason why paddle has become so popular and it's growing so fast. This racket allows the players to play the ball easy and fast. They learn it in 1 to 2 hours. Let's take an example. We have two people who want to play to each other. We call it volley, back and forth 10 times. If they do it in long tennis, it'll take them 3 to 6 months. If we do it in paddle, it'll take 1 to 2 hours, depending on their sportsly skills. So it's a very, very, how can you say, broad sport for everybody. Everybody comes, play, have fun.
And it's an easier sport to learn.
Yeah, and if we take in Europe, where we have most data right now, 55% of all players are plus 40. So when we get our little gray hairs, this is a great sport because we don't have to worry about the knees.
Okay. No issues with the turf, the material, the surface down?
No.
Nothing at all for the knees?
Not at all. It's artificial grass with sand in it to make it like more soft.
I ask because with the footballers, with the AstroTurf, it's a bit hard on the knees. Long term, it has a longer effect. That's why I asked. But yeah, that's a good one to note. But Herman, back to you. Is it Herman? Henrik. Herman is your dad,
no,
right?
Close. It's my granddad.
Herman is your granddad.
My late granddad.
Okay, so you go by Henrik.
Yeah, my name is Henrik.
So why Herman Paddle Center?
I don't know. Herman has always found his name or his way into all my companies I've had. It's been Herman Design, Herman Consult, or Herman Paddle.
So you're an engineer by profession?
No, I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I have a degree many years back in international trades, but I'm an entrepreneur. I like to build things. I like to get ideas. I like to set them up.
So you've been in Uganda for just 1 year?
I've been coming to Uganda since 2002. I was here the first time.
Oh.
So I've been coming here for 22 years. That time it was every 3 years. Then 2 years ago I met Sumaya, my fiance, and then I started coming more frequently.
All right.
But then in December 23, I moved here more or less
permanently. All right, makes sense. Cedric, for you, I don't even know where to start from. I used to go to Kampala Club as a kid. And I remember in 2001, 2002, when you started, I think, Kinetic Management Group. Was it around about that time? No. So what was happening? 2011? Really? So was it the time when you started, when you wanted to promote and to be like a manager for sports personalities in the country?
No, I think people kind of got it wrong. Kinetic Management Group is a sports management company. And that's just one of the facets of a sports management company. The idea was really, it still is very simple. What we wanted to do was to create sports properties that corporate Uganda could leverage on. Because sports, just generally, on its own, is just a really good platform. It's what you put around it that makes it fun. You know, big events, the World Cup is the biggest. There's the actual soccer, and then there's everything else that goes around it. You're rarely going to find a sport that has just been created on the day that you created it and is going to attract fan engagement. So the idea for Kinetic really was to find sports platforms on which corporate Uganda could engage and leverage off the fans. And that was the idea, and that was 2010, 2011.
So you signed Duncan? I think you had Duncan Mugabe, David
Again, let me go back.
Yeah.
Management of athletes is really an extension of a management company, but it's not really what we did.
It wasn't the core of what you created the company
for. And management of artists. It's just that the ecosystem makes it very attractive to be able to supervise and manage athletes and entertainers. Of course, you have an event. Duncan is, he played tennis. I had played tennis, so there was a natural affiliation. And I guess he was leveraging and I was leveraging to give him the opportunity, first of all, either to go and play college tennis or to become a pro player. And that's what he did. David and I were just friends anyways from a sports background. So he at the time, just like myself, was finishing his career in Hearts in Scotland. And that's how it happened. And we just let you guys say what you want to say. It worked for us.
So you let the press run with what they wanted, and you never said anything until today.
No, nobody ever asked.
I asked anyway. So here's the thing. Tennis in Uganda has been on the downward spiral. And maybe you won't agree with me, but I remember those days we watched the Uganda Tennis Open where Duncan competed, David Oringa, we had the late Gasigwa from Rwanda coming down to play. It was a sport that we actually went to watch at Lugogo. I can't remember the last time I stepped at Lugogo to watch any competition happening there. What's happened with tennis? Because we were having this conversation as well earlier before we started that we don't see any activities really happening.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you because I think that's unfair to the kids who are there now. Uganda has had the best players in the 14 and under category in the region for the last 3 years. They are the reigning East African champions. The number one player is a kid called Samuel Okello. He's number 5 in Africa. My son is number 2, and he's right now playing in Florida. And right now, as we speak, the team is in Kenya with 3 kids in the final. It's just, and I'll be really honest, it's that nowadays you have what you call armchair journalists.
Are you accusing me of armchair journalism?
I don't know if you're a journalist. I just know I'm here. You went to, okay, there's many components to it. One, when we grew up, there was no social media. So the only way you got information was by going to, for example, the Herman Center. Today, if I want information on the Herman Center, I'll sit at home and ask him to put this whole place on social media. And then I will draw my conclusions. If there are a lot of people, I'll say, oh wow, there's this place that has a lot of people. But I think that even the era you picked of Duncan and Oringa, that was the worst era of Ugandan tennis. Not them as players, but in terms of
talent.
No. There's always talent. Yeah. In terms of how we could exploit their talent to improve the visual.
Are you moving away from sports as we finish the conversation?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
You were big in tennis. You've obviously not been part of the leadership of the Tennis Federation Association for quite a while. Is sports something that you've waved goodbye to, at least in terms of administration, and moving into a completely different direction, political direction perhaps?
No, sport is life. It's what gave me all the opportunities that I have. Mm-hmm. Whether or not I'm involved in administration, sports is a big part of my life.
You're still a fan?
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time watching rugby, watching cricket. I watch tennis. When I can go to, especially the rugby club, I'll watch the matches. Mm-hmm. But of course, as you get older, you get responsibilities, which gives you less time to watch or even play. But never.
Walk out.
Sport will always be a part
Should
of my
we
life.
get registered on the National Voters Register? Will you need us?
You mean the
to vote?
To vote. I would sincerely hope you want to choose your next leader. So, or you might not have a show, and there might not be padel if you choose badly. But it's your vote. I mean, you. It's important that you, as far as I'm concerned, that you participate in your
constitutional rights.
That too. But you have a stake. You do have a stake.
Yeah.
So if you choose not to use your stake, and then complain a bit later about what's happening, I guess, maybe you should just be quiet on the subject.
That's a smart way of asking for our votes.
Yeah.
So guys, we're almost done with the conversation. So this game, Otio, is a Ugandan game. This will finish the show as we come to the end of the show. I'll give each of you 30 seconds. It's a best of 3. So whoever wins the first 2 rounds, you're the winner. Don't ask me what I'll give you. Maybe I'll give you a free 30 minutes at the Padel Center. For Cedric, at least not for you.
So what am I supposed to do?
Give me the card. So I'm going to describe to you. You have 30 seconds to get as many as you can right.
Okay.
So I'm the neutral player.
So we're going one by one?
One by one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Get that timer on for 30 seconds. All right. So your time begins now. When you're just beginning a whole new company, a little company, what's it called? Like,
sole proprietorship.
no, like an SME at the very beginning. Okay. What's the name for looking after pigs?
Piggery.
The traditional medicine, the guy that treats the doctor version of a traditional herbs is called
A witch doctor.
no, something different. Okay, in the morning when where it rises and sets in the morning, it does what?
Rises in the east.
No.
Oh,
All right, your time is up now. So the first is a startup. When I was talking about the SME, a little startup company. So the word was startup. Then the other was sunrise. Then herbalist. The guy you called a witch doctor. Herbalist. Yeah, then wow, I missed Kabiriti. Your time was up. So Cedric didn't get any right.
I apologize. I've been out of the game a long time.
For a while. So Herman, you pick a card.
Let's just take that one.
On the top. All right. Your 30 seconds begin now. Damn, it's hard even for me. This that I'm wearing on my wrist,
Watch.
but it's the modern version.
Digital watch.
Again?
iPhone, iWatch. I don't know. What it is.
As we keep going, okay. When something is not that important, it's you don't need to have it, but you can have it. It's
Nice to have.
Yeah, but there's a word for it. There's an English word for it. You don't have to have it. Okay. Of a camera that you adjust to bring audio. Then Ugandan actor, I don't think you'd know him. Then what you use to make the ground more fertile for
Fertilizer.
no, a different one. As your 30 seconds are up, but I'll allow you to guess. Another guess of that?
I have no idea.
Manure.
Manure.
All right. So a luxury, if you don't need to have it, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
Then it's a smartwatch.
That
Was that. So you got 1, Cedric got 0, unfortunately. So you take the first round. All you need to do is win this second round and it's over. Cedric, pressure is on.
No problem.
Yeah.
Go to the 5th. I just take the card and give it to you.
All right. So I don't want you to say that you picked the card for me. That's why I have to let you pick it. Okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
Your 30 seconds begin now. In a church, the guys that sing.
Choir.
Otio. 12, the word for 12.
Juice.
No, 12.
The word for 12.
Yeah. A bundle of 12.
Dozen.
Otio. The famous Ghanaian, I think Nigerian writer, big African books that he wrote.
Wale Soyinka.
Otio. What women put on their heads. That's not their natural hair.
Wig.
The other one.
Weave.
Otio. Time's up. Wow, man's made a comeback. He got 4 right. He got choir. That's a real comeback.
You always got to win in the 5th.
So you got choir, you got Wale Soyinka, you got dozen, and you got weave. So you got 4. So you need to beat that for the game to end here. So you need to get 5.
Plus he has read 1 already, right?
Yeah. So he has to get 5 to even up.
But you heard him. We have to go to the 5th. We can't win. I can't beat him in 2 rounds. That's not fair.
You want to go 1? All right.
Okay, it's best of 3 then.
Yeah, best of 3. So you have to win. If he loses this, then Cedric has a chance. Okay, so your 30 seconds begin now. So a little storybook, a storybook when we were growing up about this little girl who got stuck in the woods and the wolves came at her grandmother.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Otio. Then in the book in the Bible, the story in the Bible about the guy who built something like the Titanic. Otio. Damn, what's this? Chapati. When you're making chapati.
Rolex.
No.
The dough.
When you Otio, that's it. Then unfortunately, I don't see how I can describe. Do we still have time? It's 30 seconds. He still has 5 seconds. Okay. That Congolese musician used to wear his pants up.
Next.
Okay, his time's up now. So you got Little Red Riding Hood, you got Noah's Ark, you got Doe. So what I was trying to describe was Kanda Bongo Man. Wasn't that him? The Congolese guy that used to wear his pants up. Yeah, Kanda Bongo Man. Okay, so you got 3. Cedric took the round. So this is the final undecisive round. Whoever wins this takes it home. So you're tied at 1-1. You can even pick the middle if you want to.
They don't make anything.
Okay. So your 30 seconds, Cedric, begin now. Famous gospel music band here in Uganda back in the day. They were big at Watoto.
Limited.
Otio. Short stories in the Bible with hidden meaning.
Parables.
Otio. The guy that fixes water and pipes.
plumber.
Otio. The movie about the genocide in the country that borders us south.
Hotel Rwanda.
Otio. Then do you have time? What you do to not weeding, but when you're trying to get your garden right. That's a final one.
Grooming.
Did you say?
Grooming.
No, unfortunately. So your time's up. The answer is pruning. Close. So you got... He didn't say pruning. You did not say pruning. He got 4 still. You got Limit X. You got Parable. You got Plumber. You got Hotel Rwanda. So it's easy for you. What you need is 5. And you're champion.
All right.
The first champion at the Padel Center. Cedric, I don't know if you have some prayers that you can push in at this moment.
Let's take this one you're trying to hide here.
All right. Okay, so your 30 seconds begin now. The most famous basketball player in the world.
Michael Jordan.
Otio. When the stars and the planets align, what's that whole thing called?
A planetary alignment.
No, planets, stars, what's it called?
I think you're thinking of like a solar eclipse maybe or something.
Not that.
Next.
Right, what we're all wearing underneath our trousers, I'm very certain, Otio. Then the famous South African movie about that little guy, the Bushman.
Oh, the Bushman.
South African movie.
No, next.
From back in the day. Then it's in the newspapers a lot. It's you put stuff together to make. It doesn't have to be the newspapers. You can even put them together to create a. It's an X.
I have no idea.
Time's up. Oh, my camera crew is angry. They wanted Cedric to lose. So you got Michael Jordan. You got boxers. Unfortunately, that's all you got. The last description was crossword puzzle. And then the other was The Gods Must Be Crazy. That's the famous South African movie with the Bushman. Never watched that?
No.
You should watch that after the show tonight. The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Okay.
You should dig that up and watch it.
Invictus. I know it's not South African, but it's about South Africa.
Invictus was the rugby one, yeah? About South Africa winning the Rugby World Cup. Unfortunately, be a good loser. Shake Cedric's hand.
Absolutely.
Your parting shots, guys, allow you to, the last 30 seconds, to have a shot in the camera, whatever message you want to send out to our viewers tonight. I'll start with you.
Yeah. I just want all of Kampala to come and see our center and play a little bit for free with me. And and I hope we'll have a lot of fun. We can socialize and exercise.
What's the charge? Do you charge anything?
The first 10 to 15 minutes is free.
Okay.
It's just to get a feel of the game.
All right.
After that, we charge equivalent to 30,000 per person.
Okay.
One court is 120,000 for an hour.
Okay.
And then you play 4 people.
So if you're 4 people, each pays 30,000 to make 120 for the hour. I'm sure you'll throw in a few bonus minutes. Well done, and the right person is right next to you. All right, Cedric, Babu, and Henrik, Herman. Thank you so much for making the time, gentlemen, for sparing your precious time to join me on Beyond the Game. For those just tuning in, unfortunately, we are out. We'll be back next week, Thursday. For now, keep it NBA Sport. We continue to champion Ugandan sport.